The Disrespectful Boy, written and illustrated by Ching. As Jason practiced piano, he anticipated his parents' return from a game of squash. He had a nasty plan in mind and could not wait to put it in action. "I think I'll play a prank on my parents!" he exclaimed. He set a transparent rope line near the bottom of the doorway. This child was a misfit. He was known for being a troublemaker everywhere he went. Being spoiled and undisciplined meant Jason got away with it. He did not know the difference between right and wrong, and certainly did not respect anyone, with the exception of his best friend, Johnson. When his parents came home, they fell for the trap. Jason's parents thought it was just a practical joke, so they chuckled, not thinking much of what had happened. Jason was elated because he could play practical jokes all the time. His parents let him do whatever he wanted. Jason's parents were wealthy beyond belief, so he received top-quality toys and games. Although he had everything children dreamed of, he was rather unappreciative. Most children work hard and get rewarded, but not Jason. He was just simply given everything. He was also the only child at home, so he was treated like a prince. At school, he would often get punished and sent to detention. Because of his terrifying and dangerous pranks, he was also suspended from school. Jason was not affected by punishments and went along being his usual self. He was fearless and reckless and most definitely evil. His best friend Johnson was a clever mastermind, and he wanted Jason to experience what it was like to be the victim. Johnson was a positive influence in Jason's life. Johnson got fed up with Jason and decided to intervene, so he devised a plan to trick Jason. The only way for Jason to realize his horrid behavior was not through punishment, but by pranking him back. Finally, Jason would get a taste of his own medicine. Johnson created a trick. He placed a slinky under a hard mat and made sure the mat was the same colour as the school canteen's floor, so it would be camouflaged. If anyone stepped on the hard mat, he or she would get shot up into the air and fall to the ground. It was definitely a severe prank that could hurt somebody, but it had to be extreme, or else Jason would never know the extent of his cruel actions. The trap was set up in the school canteen. Johnson and a fellow friend, Zachary, snuck behind a table to observe. Jason appeared. While he was being nasty to some schoolmates, he stepped on the trap. Suddenly he yelled, "Whoa!" flew up into the air and landed on his back. Everyone in the canteen laughed. Jason was furious. Jason stood up, thought to himself for a moment, and came to a realization. This was the first time he felt like the victim of one of his own created situations. He realized that being a nasty prankster was hurtful and unkind, so he wanted to change. Thank goodness for Johnson. Without him, Jason would have never known how ruthless Jason was being. The prankster apologized to everyone he hurt, including parents and classmates. He swore to never play pranks again. In the end, he developed a good attitude and helped others. Over time, Jason appreciated everything given to him and never took anything for granted. He gradually transformed into a different boy, and surprisingly, His peers started to like him too. The end.